Have you ever felt like something bigger is about to happen, but you can't quite explain what it is? Well, we are approaching a crucial moment, the 21st to 12th. A date that carries extraordinary spiritual weight, marked by the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new era for those chosen. Yes, chosen ones. Those who are ready to answer the divine call and cross the spiritual portals that will open. But here's the warning. Not responding to this call has consequences that could echo far beyond this moment. Think about it. How many times have you ignored the signs that the universe has placed in front of you? Perhaps you felt an inexplicable restlessness, recurring dreams, or even small coincidences that seem to guide you. These are not coincidences. That's the calling. And ignoring it is like turning your back on a gift that was delivered straight into your hands. In this new phase, only those willing to abandon limiting beliefs and embrace their divine purpose will be able to awaken to the reality that awaits them. But be careful, this opportunity is not eternal. Just like a door that closes, spiritual portals will not be open forever. It is a moment of choice, and with it come responsibilities and consequences. What you decide now can shape your entire journey from here on out. Do you want to understand how this works and what to do to not miss this unique chance? Get ready, because what you're about to discover could change your life in ways you can't even imagine. The date 21 to 12 is not just a turning calendar page, but a true milestone in the journey of spiritual transformation. It's as if the universe is sending us an explicit invitation. The time has come to close cycles and start something great. Imagine it as a mountain trail. So far, you have traveled winding roads, faced storms, and now you are about to reach a plateau where the vision will be clearer. Many ignore these signs, living on autopilot, but the chosen ones, those attentive to the divine call, know that this date carries power beyond what the eyes can see. This transformation, however, requires more than belief, demands action. Spirituality here is not something ethereal, but practical. For example, have you ever stopped to reflect on habits that you need to leave behind? It's the perfect time to ask yourself, what emotional or mental baggage do I not want to take into this new cycle? Something as simple as writing in a journal about your emotions or dedicating a few minutes a day to meditation can be the starting point for powerful change. Try lighting a candle and reflecting on the past few years. It's not magic, it's focus. And what makes this moment even more special is the collective energy that is formed. When many people awaken together, a kind of energetic portal is created, an invisible force that pushes us forward. Think of it like a wave in the ocean. You can choose to ride it or be swept away. The choice is yours. However, remember, the consequences of ignoring this call are not neutral. Spiritual stagnation is like stagnant water, it loses its life. One cycle closes so that another can be born. Are you ready to cross that threshold? If you still feel doubts or insecurities about how to start this transformation, don't worry. It's natural. The first steps are the most challenging, but also the most important. Imagine you are in front of a door that can only be opened with the right key. That key is your willingness to embrace the new and leave the old behind. But be careful, one open door always leads to another. And behind the next one, you'll find something even deeper. In moments of transformation, the divine call resonates like subtle music in the midst of chaos. Not everyone hears it, but those who pay attention feel something different, almost inexplicable. It's that restless feeling, as if something bigger is trying to get your attention. For many, this call comes through signs, a striking dream, a phrase that seems like a coincidence, or even a deep silence that brings clarity. However, the real question is not whether you can listen, but whether you are willing to respond. After all, ignoring this call is like leaving a valuable gift untouched. Answering the divine call requires spiritual preparation, but it is nothing beyond your reach. It's like preparing for a big trip. you need to organize your luggage. In this case, the baggage is your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions. Take a moment to reflect. What do you really want in this new phase? The act of writing a letter to yourself, for example, can help you organize your mind and align yourself with that greater purpose. Write down your doubts, fears, and hopes. Then read it out loud, as if you were speaking to a higher power. It may seem simple, but it is powerful. Another fundamental aspect is faith. But be careful, faith is not just believing, it's acting like you're already on the right path. It's like planting a seed knowing that it will germinate, even without seeing immediate results. A practical example. Start by dedicating time to something that strengthens your spiritual connection. It could be reading inspiring texts like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho or attending lectures that awaken your conscience. Small daily actions create a movement that connects you to the calling in a natural and fluid way. The divine call is not something that knocks on your door every day, but when it comes, it brings with it a sense of urgency. You feel like there is something on the horizon, waiting for your answer. And as you take a step forward, you discover that this is not the end, but the beginning of a path full of spiritual portals, ready to be explored. Spiritual portals are like invisible passages that open at specific times, offering a rare opportunity for growth and awakening. These portals are not visible to the eye, but can be felt by those who are attentive. It's like being in a hallway where several doors line up, but only a few are unlocked. 21 to 12 is one of those moments, a powerful portal that invites you to cross into a higher state of consciousness. However, this crossing requires courage, because passing through a portal means leaving something behind. These moments are unique, and the time to act is limited. Imagine you are on a train that makes a quick stop at a station. You have two choices: embark or miss the trip. To cross a spiritual portal, practical actions are essential. Start by creating simple rituals that symbolize your intention for change. Something like organizing a space in your home for reflection, lighting incense, or even taking a walk in silence. These gestures create an energy that aligns your body, mind, and spirit with the frequency of the portal. Don't underestimate the power of these small attitudes. Another characteristic of portals is that they bring clarity. Suddenly, what seemed nebulous starts to make sense. You notice patterns, understand the consequences of your past choices, and feel a stronger calling to act in accordance with your purpose. It's as if the universe said, "Here's the chance to reset everything." For many people, this may mean abandoning harmful habits, such as pessimism, or seeking more meaningful connections, whether with other people or with their own essence. It's time to look inside. But don't forget, these portals don't stay open forever. Ignoring them can lead to the feeling that something has been lost, an opportunity that won't come back. So cross while there's still time. And when you cross this portal, you will realize that it is not the final destination, but just the beginning of an even deeper inner awakening, where you will find yourself confronted with your own beliefs and limits. Inner awakening is a personal and non-transferable journey, a call to look beyond illusions and see the truth that lives within you. It's like opening your eyes in a dark room and slowly realizing that the light has always been there, waiting to be noticed. This process requires abandoning limiting patterns, those thoughts that bind you like invisible chains. Phrases like, "I can't do it," or "I'm not good enough," need to be replaced with more generous and encouraging internal dialogue. It's at that moment that you realize, the greatest portal is within you. But how to start this awakening? Small steps can make a big difference. Start by questioning your own beliefs. Ask yourself, why do I believe this? Does this idea still serve me? A practical example is reflecting on your relationship with time. Many people live with the feeling that they are always late, but have you considered that this can be a limiting mental pattern? Try reorganizing your routine, prioritizing activities that feed your spirit, such as reading transformative books or practicing silence. This creates space for your consciousness to expand. Another crucial point is the connection with your essence. In such a noisy world, silence can be your greatest ally. Try taking 5 minutes out of your day to simply breathe and listen to what your heart has to say. It may seem simple, but this practice can reveal more about your purpose than you realize. Many who begin this practice report a feeling of clarity and even ideas that seem to come out of nowhere. This is awakening in action, a moment when what once seemed confusing begins to make sense. Inner awakening is not something that happens instantly. It is a construction, a series of conscious choices made day after day. As you progress, you realize that each belief left behind, each pattern broken, is like a brick removed from a wall that previously blocked your vision. And when that wall finally falls, you are faced with a vast horizon, full of new possibilities and choices that can lead you to a greater purpose. But be careful, choices have consequences. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about now. Every choice you make is like a stone thrown into a still lake. It creates waves that spread far beyond the point of impact. In the spiritual realm, these choices are even more significant, as they define the alignment or deviation from your divine purpose. Ignoring the call to transformation and awakening may seem easier in the short term, but the spiritual consequences accumulate like a silent debt. On the other hand, aligning yourself with purpose is like planting seeds in fertile soil. It may take a while to see the fruits, but they always come. But how do you know if your choices are aligned? It's simple: observe the results. If your decisions bring you peace, clarity, and a sense of progress, you're on the right path. Now, if you constantly feel stuck, confused, or stagnant, it may be time to recalibrate. For example, think about how you spend your time. Are you investing in something that really matters or just getting distracted? Small choices, like dedicating 15 minutes to reading something inspiring or helping someone without expecting anything in return, can change the direction of your waves. The consequences of misaligned choices do not appear immediately, but they are inevitable. Imagine a person who neglects their spiritual, emotional, or even physical health. At first, nothing may seem wrong, but over time, the signs appear: an internal emptiness, worn-out relationships, or even constant tiredness that no amount of sleep can resolve. Recognizing these signs is the first step to taking back control. After all, divine purpose always waits for you to return to it, but the price of neglect can be high. The beauty of choices is that they can be revised. As long as there is life, there is opportunity to change, align, and awaken. But the decision to act needs to be yours. And when you decide to take control of your destiny, you realize that consequences can become learning tools instead of punishments. So the question is, how are you going to use what you've learned so far? Because the journey that began with a calling and crossed spiritual portals is far from over. She just transforms. The spiritual transformation you have just experienced is not just a possibility, it is a necessity for anyone who wants to align with divine purpose and live a meaningful life. But here's the question that can't be ignored: are you willing to apply this knowledge? What are you going to do today to start this journey? Yes, today. Because waiting means giving up something that can completely change your story. Stop for a moment and reflect: are you satisfied with the choices you have made? Have their consequences brought you the peace and awakening you desire? If the answer is no, it's time to act. Start small, but start. Take a moment to meditate, write down your goals, or even share these ideas with someone you trust. Just don't let the learning remain hidden. After all, knowledge without action is like a seed that was never planted. And here's a special invitation: subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you will always be connected with content that helps you continue this journey of transformation. Remember, each choice brings you closer or further from your purpose. What will yours be? Reply in the comments and tell me what your first step will be. I'm curious to know how you're going to change your story from today.